You're good.
So like when we were in high school. So like, you know, when we were in high school, we would sit. You have, you know, desks in your joint in rows and shit like that. You know how it kind of shit. So when we are in the back, it's like a double desk. You know what I'm saying? So eventually we would just, you know, like at first he was sitting in the front, then eventually we get cool, so he moved to the back. It took maybe 2 or 3 days before all we were doing was it was him making beats on the desk, and then I would rhyme, and this is an hour-long class. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we going, you know, strong up until, you know what I'm saying, probably till I got out of school. And once I got out of school, we have, you know what I'm saying, I ain't talked to him for probably about 6 months. And then I called the nigga one day, and he was like, yo, I make beats now, yo. I was like, word? He was like, yo, this nigga, I swear to God, yo, I make beats now, yo. Yo, you gotta come to the crib. Boom. Lo and behold, within a week or two, I go to his joint, and he had this joint. It was only a 24 bar loop. You know what I'm saying? It was only a 24 bar loop.
I had no idea.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just, you know, beat was just that long, and I was just at that moment when I had put my rhyme on the joint, and this was on a computer speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit that we did early in our career, like we was rhyming on computer speakers, nigga, like in the closet.
And shit. You know the microphone used to sit on the desk and the little long
Yes,
stem.
yo.
Put the sock around there.
Yo, we used to do some other shit. So like, I mean, we scream from the other side of the room if we needed it to be that way. So you know what I'm saying? But yo, like we recorded the joint on the little computer speaker, boom. So at that moment, I think that was the moment where we realized that we had something. And mind you, we called it Quick 16. Burnt that shit on CD, and then we took it to my man's house where I was living at the moment. And my man, you know, he was heavy in the rock. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was tapping in and out, you know what I'm saying, the hip hop. So we get it out played over there. He was like, holy shit. So then, you know what I'm saying, he go upstairs, talks to his mom one way. She goes, gets niggas a bunch of CDs. We burn like 150 of them shits, and then just gave them away. And at that moment, like a big surplus had started. So you know what I'm saying, at that moment we had set ourselves up. It was crazy. We 17.
Yo.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of like, it was crazy because, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it came out of nowhere.
Yo.
It was more like
it was
we
destined
did,
to happen.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was more like, yo, we did this. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, even though we had no idea, like sonically and like technically what the fuck we were doing.
Yep.
The fact that, you know what I'm saying, niggas did something, and
Yep.
at the time, you know what I'm saying, everybody wanted to rap, like, of course, but like, how do you do it? You see what I'm saying? Like, so like, it was more of a shock, and then, like, look what we did, you know what I'm saying? Everybody loved it, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And then like, thing was, it's like a lot of niggas knew I rap. A lot of people knew that I did it, but during that time frame when I was in high school, everybody knew sports.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody knew that I, you know, eventually it just started rapping. You know what I'm saying? So once it actually came out and people could have it at that moment in time, you know, it was like, it was hot shit at that moment. So then at that moment, you know, we get everybody, you know, now everybody is starting to fall in the line and shit. And he didn't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't got out of school by this moment. So now it's summertime. We just in the joint, big super crunch time. He banging out on kinds of beats. We recording this, that, the other. I think we recorded like 7 solid joints in like maybe a week. Keep it real, maybe a week, and then burnt them shits on CD and gave them to fucking everybody.
so
like
at that moment, yo, especially for me making beats, like,
it was.
I was self-taught. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, and like, I ain't had no MPC, I ain't had no studio equipment. It was, I just went to Best Buy one day looking for, I don't know what the fuck I was looking for, but I just so happened to see music making program. I was like, what? I was like, give me this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the first program that I bought, it was really just like a collection, a library of loops.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'd be like bass guitar loops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you have other different kind of loops. And you basically pick one of each instrument and, you know what I'm saying, you compose it that way. So it was still composing,
Gotcha.
but it wasn't necessarily making,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the actual, you know what I'm saying, composition. So it was more arranging. And that's how I started, making these beats by just arranging certain loops together and making shit like this. Shit was
that's
dope. Like,
great.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
great.
Like, so like whatever you picked is gonna sound completely different from what I picked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless we just pick the same instruments and shit. So
And more so than that, gladly, by that time, I think by that time we had already understood bar structure. You know what I'm saying? And so it helped in the case, because eventually we went from arranging the joints to actually, then we get into this little beatbox,
it's called
the little
Magics.
beatbox. Yeah, we had Magics, but it was a little plug-in. It was a beatbox, so we could make drums and shit like that. But then it got to a point where, like, we were so keen on the bar structure that we would just take individual drums, and at that moment just start arranging the joint.
Yo.
To the,
Yeah, basically it would be one shot.
making the beat.
Like we would cut a loop and like it'll be a drum loop, drum, snare, and I would just cut the drum, cut the snare, and we would literally have like a 4-bar sequence with nothing on it, and we would literally have to drag the drum kick in the first part and drag a snare and arrange it that way. You know what I'm saying? So we was like literally physically step sequence.
Yes,
in
exactly.
A sense. Instead of just having it loaded up in a step sequencer.
Uh-huh.
We were
Yeah,
physically
we literally
step
like
sequence,
drop and then copy paste. Boom,
I mean,
bam,
it
bam.
was a tedious.
Oh, believe me, it just sounds exactly like
It was like, why are y'all doing this?
Yeah.
Like now thinking about it, it was like that
Fuck
was
is
the
wrong?
stupidest thing that I could have possibly done.
But it made you on. It's like basically you made a beat on a cellular level.
More so than anything, I think.
Like
And
I
another
like
thing,
it was like building a house from scratch, but you basically literally
Like,
did
you had
it
everything.
with one person, but you did every brick one at a time.
Yeah.
So-
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's so fucked up.
another
It's
beautiful
crazy.
thing is the way that we learned how to sample through that program.
yeah, and we learned how to sample, and
Yeah.
that was we
That's
didn't
awesome.
have melodies.
Yeah.
To
You know what I'm
make.
saying?
Like,
Like,
we was doing nothing but samples, yo. So
Learn how to
great.
sample with that boy.
It was basically all right.
So great.
We take a fucking
Great, yeah.
Delaphonic song, and I like 4 bars out of it. Now at this moment, you can time stretch it, you can cut it, but it's going to sound like shit. You know what I'm saying? This
Digitized.
is
Yeah.
before Fruity Loops even came out.
It
Okay.
was gonna
You see what
sound
I'm saying? So
digitized.
it's
shit.
like I was cutting samples and finding tempos of the sample without even knowing how to do so. So like every beat, even if you go back to the sessions, the beat has no tempo set to the actual song,
Uh-huh.
but the tempo of the beat is on point. So it's like it's not even made to any grid. So it's like I don't know how the fuck we even made that.
It was, yeah.
And then when Fruity Loops came out, it changed everything for me.
That's so
I
great.
know for a fact I was the one like fuck Fruity Loops. Yo.
Uh-huh.
I was like I'll never. And I'm at this point.
Oh yeah, so yeah, why was it? Why were people? Because I remember that's when Kazaa and all that-
Was, Reason was out too.
Yeah, Reason too.
Acid,
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Acid, Sonic, it was crazy.
basically when Reason and Acid came along, it made it easier to do it.
Okay.
And so we was all on Magic. So
Yeah.
We was doing it the hard ass fucking way.
Yeah.
So it's like when that shit came along, niggas basically got used to that and they loved it and they liked it. So when Fruity Loops came along, it was like, yo, this is a dog that it's even easier now
Yeah.
to make a beat. So it's like when I got a hold of Fruity Loops, I was like, why didn't I get this earlier? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the hunger of getting that program and me knowing that, you know what I'm saying, like niggas is like, yo, you the nicest nigga on these beats, da 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 da, and me having that in my head, that just made me want to learn that program. And it's just like, I think I got Fruity Loops. What year I got Fruity Loops? It had to be like 06, 05.
Nah, it was 04, and it was late 04. But yeah, because at this time, like, we would literally, because another thing that Magic taught us was editing.
Oh yeah.
On like low key, because once you like sometimes when you bought one Magic's program, you got like 30 others.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Studio, video, make it crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like just fucking with the sample, it taught us how to edit and also taught you how to read a wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but once he got Fruity Loops, I would say late 04 or early 05. You know what I'm saying?
That's when shit went from here.
Yeah, that moment, it fucking climax. Everything sounds so much cleaner, so
So
much
great.
more industry like. And
So
we
good.
and and he
That
was
was the
doing
biggest
industry like
thing, yo.
joints.
I wanted my shit to
Sound industry like, and that was, and he was doing industry like joints on Magic.
So
You know
great.
what I'm saying? And it was blowing niggas out of the water. Like, you know
I
what I'm
think we
saying?
still have some beats from
No,
that.
real nigga shit. There's still a beat. There's maybe 2 or 3 beats that he made on Magic that I would still classify as the top 5 beats he's ever made. Guaranteed.
So
you know what I'm
great.
saying? And I can play you that motherfucker now, son. And I'm telling you, break your motherfucking neck. I
Yeah,
promise
yo,
you.
when niggas got Fruity Loops, y'all.
It changed everything.
Yo, what'd you use for Flame's intro?
Flames intro to what CD that was?
Better Than Good.
Better Than Good. And you talking about the dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that beat was made on Fruity Loops, y'all.
Is that your go-to?
Oh yeah,
That's great.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you, I'm married to Fruity Loops, but my mistress is Logic.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
And I'm gonna get to that story.
Logic,
But
sure.
Flames intro, that's a funny story because like I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's the dirtiest of the motherfucking South you gonna get. Like, that's South. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Howard County, Maryland.
Got
I
it.
went to high school in Howard County, Maryland. Did a couple years in middle school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 14, coming to Maryland. So
Yeah.
I'm a fucking country ass motherfucking bumpkin
Yeah.
to these niggas.
Yeah.
So for me to be from Louisiana and basically be birthed hip hop wise on the East Coast, I had the best of both worlds because I had the music that I grew up on, which was Southern music, Southern hip hop, but come to learn and come to love East Coast hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like I just, if a beat could just make me snap my neck and just turn my face up,
Yeah.
I like it. I don't care what
Yep.
it sounds like. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And a lot of them East Coast joints made you just
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Look
it's
at the
like I
face.
just come to learn, love that fucking sound. So
It's the gas
these
niggas.
niggas tell you I'm probably one of the best East Coast producers that they know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even from
Yeah.
technically the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, if you think about it,
Flames beat, I made that
Oh,
beat,
yeah.
yo, and that shit was more like when a producer makes beats, yo, they lying if they don't tell you they're not thinking about an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that shit made me think about Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Oh,
sample alone,
God.
it was just a piano, chop. So it's like at that moment, I'm like, oh man, it sounds like Killer about to come off on this bitch. So when I got the sample, I looped it up. Like the drum loop just, dum, 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 dum. It just came to me. Like I just hear the drum loop on the sample before I even do it. And so Flame was like, yo, I need an intro. I'm like, all right. He's like, no, nigga, I need an intro, nigga, something that's just, And I was like, all right, I'm gonna send you 3 beats. I still have this email to this day, yo.
You're sick.
Email where I sent them 3 beats, and it's the second beat in the email. And he was just like, yeah, yo, I'm gonna do that shit. I was like, all right, cool. Then when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. That shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? That shit was really hard on some
Yeah.
shit. So I was like, yeah, yo,
that should be rude as shit.
that shit was brutal.